Have you ever stopped to think what a 2,500-year-old recipe and your smartphone could possibly have in common? Well, the answer is a really powerful legal tool that has been shaping our world for centuries, the patent. In this explainer, we're going to unlock the secrets of this fascinating concept.
So take a look at these three things: an ancient recipe, a super famous bottle, and a life-saving drug. I mean, what on earth could connect them? It all comes down to one powerful idea that, honestly, has changed the course of history. Yep, a patent. It's this legal tool that's designed to reward inventors for their creativity and their hard work, and it has a huge impact on our daily lives, often in ways we don't even realize. So what is a patent, really? At its core, you can think of it as a deal between an inventor and the public. The government gives the inventor an exclusive monopoly for a set amount of time, usually about 20 years. And in return for that protection, the inventor has to share the secrets of their invention with the world. A good way to think about it is like a patent is a bodyguard for your big idea. It stands guard, making sure no one else can copy, sell, or use your invention without your permission. But this bodyguard is pretty exclusive. To get that kind of protection, your idea has to pass some seriously tough tests. To get a patent, any invention has to jump through 4 key hoops. First, it has to be novel, and that means it has to be genuinely new, not something that's already out there. Second, it needs an inventive step, which basically means it can't be an obvious little tweak that any expert in the field would easily think of. Third, it needs industrial applicability. It has to actually be useful. And finally, and this is the big trade-off, you have to fully disclose it. You have to explain exactly how it works so that other people can learn from it and build on your idea once the patent runs out. Now, these rules didn't just pop up overnight. The whole idea of protecting inventions has this surprisingly long and really fascinating history. We're talking centuries of evolution, from simple rewards for chefs all the way to the complex global treaties that govern digital code today. Just look at this timeline. It shows you just how far we've come. The very first patent-like system we know of goes all the way back to 500 BCE in Greece, where chefs got a 1-year monopoly on new dishes. How cool is that? From there, the system evolved, with huge milestones like England's first formal patent law, then the first U.S. Patent Act, and eventually a global standard with the WTO's TRIPS agreement in 1995. And get this, not all patents are created equal. Utility patents are the most common. They protect how something works, like your smartphone. Design patents protect how something looks, like that iconic Coke bottle shape. There are even patents for new types of plants, and in some places, like the U.S., you can patent a business method, like Amazon's famous one-click system, which is a bit of a controversial idea in other parts of the world. But here's the thing, patents aren't just about protecting ideas, they're about people. To really get the real-world impact of patent law, we're going to zoom in on a powerful case study, India's dramatic journey with patents. It's a story that pitted corporate profits against public health in a battle that literally changed the world. So, before 1970, India's patent system was basically a leftover from British rule. This meant foreign pharmaceutical companies had a total monopoly, making medicines incredibly expensive, some of the highest prices in the world. But in 1970, everything changed. India's new law did something brilliant. It stopped patenting the final drug and instead only patented the process to make it. Let me tell you, this was an absolute game changer. It kicked off a massive generic drug industry and a revolution in public health. And the result? This. $350. That was the new cost for a year's supply of life-saving AIDS medication in the early 2000s, all thanks to Indian generic manufacturers. Just $350. That was down from over $10,000 per year. This legal shift didn't just lower prices, it literally saved millions of lives all across the developing world. It's how India earned the nickname, the pharmacy of the world. But the story doesn't stop there. When India joined the World Trade Organization in 1995, it had to change its laws back to recognize product patents. But India was smart about it. It built in what it called public health safeguards, basically legal tools it could use if a patent holder was abusing its monopoly and putting lives at risk. And here is one of those safeguards in action. It's a real David versus Goliath story. In 2012, the German company Bayer was selling a cancer drug at a price almost no one in India could afford. So India's government issued its first ever compulsory license. It's where the government basically steps in and says, look, your price is too high, people are suffering, so we're allowing a local company to make a generic version, and you'll get paid a fair royalty for it. And just like that, the price plummeted by 97%. The India story really brings us to the central conflict that's at the heart of every patent system in the world, this constant, really difficult balancing act between rewarding innovation and ensuring public access. On one hand, you have the case for strong patents, and it's a powerful one. They encourage companies to invest billions in research and development, knowing their discoveries will be protected. They attract investors, and they allow new ideas to be licensed and sold, which drives economic growth. So different systems try to strike this balance differently. The Western model tends to favor really strong corporate protection to fuel innovation. India's approach, as we've seen, tries to walk a much finer line, balancing that incentive with the immediate needs of public welfare, especially when it comes to medicine.
Ultimately, patents are meant to be a bridge. They're supposed to connect a brilliant new idea to a real, tangible economic benefit. They turn creativity into an asset, which, in turn, is supposed to fuel even more creativity. But as India's story shows so clearly, that bridge can sometimes become a wall. So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. Are patents a necessary spark for genius, fueling the next great invention? Or can they sometimes become a barrier for humanity, keeping life-saving technology just out of reach? The answer, as always, is, well, it's complicated.